You were so strict with us growing up.
I was.
You were. And I remember some of the things that when we were children, you made us eat hay.
Oh, well, I did not.
Well, you did.
I did not.
Well, you did too. There were these
did
things
not.
called shredded wheat.
Biscuits.
Whatever. And they weren't even the frosted kind. They were the big block that you would drop in the bowl, and you'd put 2 of them in there. And then a little bit of milk. And then you'd say, now choke.
Well, I did not. Shame on you.
Shame on you.
Yeah.
All the other kids got to eat Frosted Flakes and Alphabets and Lucky Charms, and we had to eat, we got cornflakes and we got hay. Whatever those
buckwheats.
Whatever. Hang on. You're wearing my hat, which is a mess. Well, that's going to bother me.
And I didn't give you just a little bit of milk.
Well, I didn't like it.
Well, that's...
And
if you wanted something sweet, you could have apples or peaches. Or...
I know. And then we weren't allowed to watch television. We used to sneak watching television because you always just made us read.
Well, you realize what you watched on television?
Yeah, Wonder Woman, the Bionic Man, the Bionic Woman, the A-Team.
I don't think
Fantasy
so.
Island.
I think it was fish heads, crazy little fish heads.
No, that was my music. That was my music. That was when I was more...
Oh.
But when I was a kid, you always like, no television. And I remember I used to have to sneak in when everybody went to bed. Oh, God, I remember this. I snuck in to watch television because you had gone to bed. And do you remember Carol Burnett?
Yes.
So she was on,
yes.
And she used to make me laugh.
Yes.
But then she did some Tarzan yell. Woke you up. In comes the Kraken. Boom, 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 boom. Turn off that television.
Jeez.
And I never liked her again after that.
Oh, she got you in trouble.
She did get me in trouble. Now, you told me your mom was kind of strict too. But I can't imagine Grandma being strict because she's like funny.
We got in trouble a lot, my sister and I. We would have these little things called, what are they called? They're chocolate Rolos with caramel in them.
Oh, yeah, Rolos.
Remember those?
Yeah, I like Rolos.
And then we would put them in our mouth to see how many we could fit on our mouth and chew them all up. And then we would laugh. And when we laughed, all of it came down our mouth. And we were laughing so hard that my mom came in and she opened the door. She said, what in the hell are you girls doing? Oh, and we couldn't talk because it kept leaking out of our mouth. When we had laughed, it all drew out of our mouth. God. And she shook her head. I put mine in a napkin. I said, come on, Mom, see how many you can put in your mouth. She said, no. I said, come on, just for fun. And she joined in with us. And she
did?
Yes, and that was fun.
So she shoved a bunch of chocolate in her mouth and laughed?
Rolos, yes, and she was laughing too. She found out you couldn't talk with those in your mouth, and you couldn't laugh with those in your mouth because you're losing all the juice.
Oh, that's sweet. I love her. I miss her so much.
Me too. Well, after my mom had gone to bed, my sister and I went out and we stole her car. We stole it.
You know, Grandma told me a story of how she stole her mom's car too. Look at you. Okay, go on.
Yeah, we backed it out of the driveway and we went all over.
How old were you?
16.
Okay, old enough to drive? Did you have a driver's license?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So we went driving around everywhere and then it stopped. I don't know if it was out of gas or not, but it just wouldn't go anymore. And we were at the top of the hill and we lived at the bottom of the hill. So neutral, and we coasted all the way down that great big hill. And then we couldn't quite make it in the driveway, so we had to get out and push it in the driveway. We thought, well, we got away with that. So when she went out the next morning, she got out to get in the car to leave, and it wouldn't work. It didn't start. She said, number one, when you get out of the car, you should never leave it in neutral.
Oh, no.
She said, you put that car in park and you put the emergency brake on. That's what busted us. that did that.
Oh. Yeah, you got to be slick when you're getting over on your parents.
Yeah.
I actually did that with one of your cars. Here's what's really funny. You did you ever go cruising?
All the time.
Yeah?
That was great, sure.
In your own car or grandma's?
Oh, my own car.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Yeeks.
What?
There was one time that...
Yeeks.
Well, my wipers didn't work, so I couldn't drive my car. And so there was always 6 of us girls hanging out, you know. And I took my baby sister everywhere I went. Parties, it didn't matter. I always took my little sister with me. So we got out and got in the car. We went and picked up all the girls, and we went up to the white spot on Colfax where everybody cruised Colfax. And this is so embarrassing. I shouldn't even tell you.
What?
But there was 3 in the front and 3 in the back, and I was driving. So the person in the middle and the person on the end, I rigged up a little wires because the windshield wipers didn't work. So they would sit there and do that. And I said, remember, keep your arms low. We don't want anybody to know.
Wait, so they were on low hiding? Wait.
No, they were sitting there, but they had to keep their hands low. They couldn't do this. They had to keep their hands low to make the windshield wipers go back and forth.
How funny. But you didn't want anybody to know, so you didn't look cool.
Right. We didn't want to be uncool.
How funny.
And the most embarrassing, we were so embarrassed. My mom came through because we didn't realize it was already 10 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Because we told her, ask her if we could go. She pulled up, she got out, and she said, you girls better get your asses home right damn now. Oh, everybody was looking at us. We knew everybody there. It was packed. And we all looked at each other and went, oh my, no. So we left, of course.
Well, you've done that to me too.
Oh.
So did you do those things to me because it was done to you?
I don't
or
know
did
what
you just
you mean, honey.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean, honey.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Of all the times that you've done stuff like that, I was a lot slicker with I got away with everything. Because I looked like I was an innocent, you used to call me...
Well, you were innocent.
Well, to you.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't do anything like illegal, but I was rowdy.
Oh, yes, you did.
What?
You went and got a car off of a car lot at 15, and you didn't even have your driver's license, and those fools let you run around in a car.
Yes, well, I remember that.
And they called and said, is your son going to buy this car? Because we gave him a test drive and he's not back yet.
Well, yeah. I liked this girl so much, and I didn't have my own car. Obviously, I wasn't old enough to drive.
Right.
And so I asked if I could take her out. And she said yes, and I didn't know what to do. So then I went and I test drove. I don't know why they didn't ask me for a driver's license.
I don't know either.
So I said, can I take a test drive? And then I called them and said, can I keep the car overnight to make up my mind? And for some reason they said yes. I don't know why.
I don't
They didn't ask for anything. It was back in those days, I guess. And I took her out, and she was like, oh, wow, what a beautiful car. Stupid car. It was what the heck was it? It was a Camaro, IROC, like something I would never drive now. But it was a Camaro, and I took her around, and then
Yeah.
They wanted their car back. I don't blame them. I don't know why they gave it to me.
That was their mistake.
Yeah. Well, I was charming as a child. I charmed them.
Yes.
I didn't charm her though. She never went out with me again. she didn't. All that, and I didn't even get a second date out of it. Do you remember when I got in trouble? I did get in trouble.
Where?
With the limousine. My grandmother, she rented a limo for me for my prom or something. I don't know, one of my dances. And again, it was because of a girl. And I like this girl. And she's like, well, if you pick me up in this tomorrow, you know, we can mess around. Should be telling my mom that. And I was like, okay. So the limo driver heard it. And he's like, look, we have the credit card on file. If you want us to come again tomorrow, come again tomorrow. So I had him come again. He came all week long. And I didn't tell Grandma. And then, oh gosh, what a rotten kid I was. And then she got the bill. And then she disputed it, right? She was like, right. I rented it for 3 hours, not for 5 days. Yeah. And then they said, no, he kept the car that whole time. Oh, the look of disappointment on her face, like when she sat down, the look, and then I had to get a job and pay all that back. Yeah. I got in such trouble.
You're not as thick as you thought you were.
No, I got in so much trouble. They were like, that's credit card fraud. And I'm like, no, it's not. My grandma said, they're like, you can't, that's fraud. And I'm like, yeah, that sucked. Oh, that sucked. I learned my lesson then.
Yes.
Like, I never wanted to get in trouble again. I was scared.
Right.
It scared me completely. But the
it scared you straight.
It did. But the one thing that came out of it is I really liked working. And then I bought my own flashy car. Yeah. And it was weird because that car got me so much attention at school that I didn't want to be flashy anymore either. It was weird because then people were always wanting to take a ride and borrow it and come up to me. And
for your car.
Yeah, and I thought I wanted it. And then all these people that were kind of jackasses to me, like, all of a sudden they were all trying to be my friend. Yeah. So that's when I started going over to Grandma's every day and having lunch with Grandma. Yep. Every day I would go to Burger King, hit the drive-thru, and we'd have chicken sandwiches, onion rings, and vanilla shakes. Yep. Every single day. And she was like, why do you come over here instead of hanging out with your friends? I said, you are my friend. You're my best friend. Yeah.
And I'd give you lunch money and you spend it on your grandma.
Yeah. She was always my best friend. She stayed my best friend.
Yes. Till the end.
She did. We would have either a hamburger or a chicken sandwich every day. Yeah. It's funny the things that you think you want in life.
Yes.
And then you get them and you're like,
It wasn't.
That's not important. Yeah. People think, oh, I wish I had a lot of money. I wish I had a fancy car or the jewelry or this or that. And then it's like, without love, without friendship, without
compassion,
it just draws ugly people to you. Yeah. It just brings ugly people out of the woodwork. And honestly, this is terrible, but I find that people in my neighborhood or at the car dealership or when, we're shopping and doing that, I find them all really obnoxious and annoying. I feel like they're annoying. I don't know what happens when people get money. They just become obnoxious. I just think that I wish more people that deserved the money, kind, nice people got the money and not.
Well, you can't choose.
No, you can't. But anyway, we've really gone off the subject. Let's go back to you, like, making me eat hay as a child. Why were you so adamant that we didn't watch TV, that you bought us, oh God, do you remember this, Mom? You bought a whole set of encyclopedias, and then you said, I want a book report on every one of them.
Well, I think that getting an education is very important. And I think that television is very destructive when it comes to your studies. I know that if you want to listen to music, some people can concentrate better listening to music while they're studying. But as a child, you didn't need any interruptions, I didn't think.
Wow. So basically I was in a prison camp.
Basically, sure you were.
I was...
Oh, stop it.
I was tortured.
Oh, please.
I was starved. I was beaten and isolated. But I guess it worked out for me.
Yes, you were very, 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 very a brilliant child. You were gifted and talented.
And now, to rebel against being forced to eat hay...
Oh, that was not hay.
Mom,
that was a shredded wheat
I
biscuit.
Dare you right now to go to the store and buy a box of shredded wheats.
I have them at home.
No, you don't.
I do.
You still eat those nasty, horrible things?
My favorite, with peanut butter bread.
Oh, what's peanut butter bread?
With a slice of bread with peanut butter on it.
Do you?
I still do.
Do you have like overactive saliva glands? That's the driest peanut butter bread and that shredded
I
wheat.
like it with oat milk.
Oh, whoa, whoa.
Oh, stop that. Behave.
You behave. you are like,
I had that night before last.
you're like a field animal.
Like at midnight.
At midnight.
And when I can't sleep, I get up.
Imagine that. Imagine that. That sticky peanut butter bread, already hard to chew and swallow, and then you just mix it with a bale of hay, shredded wheat, and then
Not a bale of hay.
oat milk. Ugh.
Well, you shouldn't knock it until you've tried it.
Oh, I've tried it. I was force-fed it.
No, you were not.
Yes, I was.
You were not.
Yes, I was. You force-fed all those dry, horrible cereals on us.
You had a little bit of sugar on it.
No, we didn't.
A little bit.
No, we didn't. I remember, okay, I'll tell you this. I remember going over to my friend's house, and they had honey grams. No, I'm sorry, golden grams.
What are those?
They are wonderful, heavenly pieces of wishes and dreams in a bowl. They're so good. And the first time I tasted golden grams, I didn't know. They were like, "Do you want a bowl of cereal?" And I was like, "No." And they poured it, and it was so amazing. And I'm like, "You guys get to eat dessert for breakfast?" Like, I'd never had a sugary cereal before. Never had a cereal like that. Then when I went to the grocery store and I saw all the cereals that nice parents got their children, and then over to the prison section where we had to grovel. "Oh, please, miss, please."
No, you weren't allowed to ask for anything.
May we have a block of hay?
You weren't allowed to ask for anything in the grocery store.
I wasn't?
No.
Jeez, you were rough.
Yes.
Why were you so strict?
Well, because I wanted you well behaved, well mannered.
And now look at me, I'm just a maniac. It didn't work. It didn't work. I've mooned everybody. Everybody I know has seen my butt. You know what?
What?
Hang on. I'm in the mood for an orange. Why don't you jump up there and grab an orange, Mom? And then oh gosh, how funny. You stand up through the sunroof, you grab one of the oranges, and then I'll close the sunroof on you and trap you in there, and I'll drive really fast down the highway with you stuck out of the roof. No. Shall we?
No, they're not good.
How do you know they're not good?
They're not good oranges.
How do you know?
I can tell by looking at them. I have an orange tree right in my backyard.
Well, I have one in my front yard, and what makes you think that they're not good?
I can tell by looking at them.
They're good, Mom.
No,
well, maybe that one's a little rotten.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't know.
See that?
Okay, this was fun.
Yes.
I love you.
I love you more. Okay.
Bye.
I was going to call you Dolly Baby.
You're the Dolly Baby.
You're the Dolly Baby.
Don't call me Dolly Baby. I don't like that, Mom. Well, what?
Well, get used to it.
Well, your nickname is Dolly. Why? Now, how did that happen? How did you get Dolly Baby, and then you pass that on to me? I'm not a little girl.
Well, you don't have to be a girl to be your brother is my Dolly Baby.
Don't call me Dolly Baby. It's so embarrassing. I'm a man.
I know you're a good-looking, handsome
Mom, but don't call me Dolly Baby.
Very intellectual man.
Yeah, well, you don't walk around call men Dolly Baby.
Well,
I mean, I'm sure you can. I don't prefer to be called Dolly Baby.
Well,
right.
You're going to be called what I call you.
No, I'm not.
Yes.
You're not calling me Dolly Baby.
Okay, then, Dolly Baby.
Mom, I love you.
I love you, Dolly Baby.